Sir, live.
I request everyone to raise it for institutional anthem. The key to success is a dedication to lifelong learning. Good evening, one and all. I am Usha, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. It takes immense pleasure in hosting today's valedictory session of National Conference. I call upon Mrs. Vidya, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, to formally welcome the gathering. Good evening, everyone. Knowledge is the only treasure that increases on sharing. I am Vidya B.S., Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management. It's my great honor to welcome you all to the Valedictory program. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome and introduce our chief guest, Dr. Dharmaprasad, CEO and Chief Scientist, Prosetta Bioconformatics Pvt, Mysuru. He is also a Director of Fun Plus Learn Solutions, a company focused on creating education solutions. He has co-founded 3 successful companies. He has authored 9 books and published over 11 research articles in high-impact journals. He has delivered talks to over 13,450 people in various national and international settings. He has earned Distinguished Alumni Award from the University of Mysuru. We are happy to have him with us today. A warm welcome to you, sir. Next, I would also like to welcome Dr. D. Parashivamurthy, sir, to the program. I welcome you, sir. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our respected principal, Dr. Soumya Hirapaki, for the program. I welcome you, ma'am. I am very glad to welcome all the participants, research scholars, and the students who have gathered here. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. A warm welcome to you as well, ma'am. It's not about perfect. It's about effort, and when you bring that effort every single day, that's where the transformation happens.
That's how change occurs. On this note, I request our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Dharmaprasad, CEO and Chief Scientist, Prosetta Bioconformatics Pvt. Limited, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everyone. I kind of like that. Yes, the group should be strong, right? It's a post-lunch session, valedictory session, so it is tough to keep attention now, isn't it? I'll try my best to not make you sleep in the next 10-15 minutes. It was written 20 minutes, your principal cut it down and 10 minutes, 15 minutes. She understands. It's a valedictory event, not an inauguration event. So, no, I'm not blaming, I'm just joking. The idea is very simple. I talk about what's coming next and how can we prepare for it. That's all. I'm not going to talk about commerce or management specifically. From an industry perspective. In the world of business, people are not just resources. They are the heartbeat of success. We people are the heartbeat of any success of any organization or any company or any country. You know who are valued the most in an organization? Any organization you take, whether it is a political setup, a college, a company, who is the valued most? Who gets the maximum value? Salary-wise, respect-wise, all combined. Who? Be louder. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. Don't worry. Let us say a company. Who is the most valued fellow in the company? CEO. Who is the most valued person in an institution, in a college like this? Principal. Principal. Right? Who is the most valued in a political system? No, not politician alone. There's some positions now, CM or PM or something like that. Right? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? On an everyday basis, what does a principal do? What does a CEO do? What does a PM do? What do they do every day? Yeah, they monitor, yes. What do they do? Do they come and take attendance? No. Do they stand in a shop floor and manufacture a tire? No. What do they do on a day-to-day basis? They communicate. That's all they do. They communicate. In any system, the most valued person is valued for their communication. Most of us start our job as a doer. Doer means what? We do things. If you are a teacher, you are going to stand in a classroom and teach. If you are working in a JK Tires, you are going to stand in a shop floor and manufacture tires. If you are working in a biotech company like mine, you are going to stand in a bench and do research, right? We start as a doer. We immediately graduate to managers. We unify things. There's a project manager, there's a head of the department, right? There's a floor manager, there's a purchase manager, there's an HR manager. We start from doers, we start managing. From managing, we start communicating. That is when we graduate to the highest order of value creation in any organization. Any organization you take, the person who communicates really well gets promoted, although he is not the best worker in that company. So what is valued most? The ability to communicate, the ability to manage people. Your soft skills are valued more than technical skills. You start the job with a technical skill, you start upgrading it to technical skills to managing people, communication skills, and then ultimately you lead because of your communication skills. It's the ability for you to learn this is extremely important because the one who can express and talk always wins. Always wins. Please remember this. The work is changing. It's no longer what it was before. COVID came and it just accelerated the entire stuff. The work is becoming remote. Remote and hybrid work is increasing now. In every section, every department, every company, we are thinking about how do we mix this hybrid work. Moving away from physical work and getting hybrid work, right? So ability for you to understand virtual communications, virtual way of working is going to take you a long way. So you have to learn that. Adapt to the digital penetration. Digital penetration is happening across the board everywhere. Everything is getting digitized. There may be a lot of jobs which will vanish. Just like once upon a time in your industry, there was ledgers where everybody used to write. It doesn't exist anymore. Have you seen any ledgers anywhere? Only in old cooperative banks, they still have some files. Otherwise, hardly anything. Everything is computerized. If you need no computers, you lost your job. Tomorrow, if you don't know artificial intelligence, you will not get a job. It doesn't matter what kind of jobs we do. The ability for us to adapt to new digital realities is everything. The ability for us to know remote working technologies, using software, using AI tools is becoming everything. The world is changing too fast. In my parents' time, they hardly had one job. In our time, we will have 2-3 jobs. In the young generation's time, it is going to change a lot more. Probably you will work at 10 different places. You will change more often. You will learn new things. Even if you are in the same company, you have to learn and adapt to some new technologies. You can't say, I know this, I know Tally and I can survive forever. No, it's not going to happen. It's going to change. So ability for us to learn, constantly upskill ourselves. Unlearn, relearn, upskill ourselves is going to be extremely important. So ability to learn is an extremely important skill in addition to communication skill that will keep you ahead. Among all these things, everybody is becoming mentor nowadays, isn't it? Because our ability to have friends, really play with them, enjoy the interactions, the social interactions is reducing because of online work and digital penetration. And you won't believe it. I don't know how many of you actually watch how many hours you spend on phone. I keep a track of it. When I'm spending on an average 3 hours on my phone every day. I want to reduce it. Very difficult. My daughter spends 4, 5, 6 hours. I put a break on her. But it's very difficult. We spend a lot of time on phone. You won't believe it. There was a survey done in US. They asked young generation, aged between 18 and 30, right? When will you marry? Do you have a girlfriend or not? Will you even marry or not? 40% of them said they will not even marry. They will rather marry a AI bot. Because managing women is very difficult. I am facing that because I have 4 people in my home. I have 3 daughters and only 1 wife. So, you know my challenge. So having a girlfriend and managing her, or having a wife and managing her, sorry, I'm teasing you ladies. It's the same side, the other side also. Men are also getting too complicated. They used to be simple before. But the idea is having a human relationship and managing is getting very tough. So I would rather a Siri who listens to me. At least. Right? At least. It listens to me. Whatever I say, it does only that thing. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't complicate stuff. It doesn't surprise me. Right? At least it listens to me, so I would rather marry a bot than a human being who doesn't listen. This is happening. So in this scenario, when you join a company or run a company, start a company, or become a manager or become a leader, what is that you think you need the most? The ability to manage these challenges. The ability for you to have an excellent emotional intelligence skill is extremely important. It's not about IQ anymore. IQ nobody cares nowadays. The ability to be analytical is important, but the ability emotions of the people of today's generation is going to be an extremely important skill. You gotta work on it. All of us are good. We need to polish. Ability to manage stress, ability to motivate your team, support the weak and bouncing back when you fall down. It's going to be extremely important. Because when you're learning, relearning, adapting to the new environment, new challenges, you're going to fall. All of us will fall. The ability for us to rise up from that failure is going to be challenging for each one of us. And it's going to happen more often than before. For us to learn that is extremely important. The ability to make quick decisions, I don't know how to say this. The faster the decision you make, good or bad, you face it, you move on. The longer you drag in the decision, the more difficult the decision is going to be. The ability for you to make quick decisions in the companies are extremely important because the product will change, service will change, people will change, company itself changes in 3-4 years nowadays. What used to be 20-30 years evolution now has cramped down and become very short. Life cycle of a company, life cycle of a product, the business life cycle has become extremely short. So that means you need to learn, relearn, adapt to the new environment and keep going. So you have to make extremely fast decisions. Otherwise you are not going to survive. Right? If Ola starts making EV two-wheelers, they learn. But they're not going to survive too long in the service industry, providing taxi services. They have to evolve. If Tata starts some new company, they have to evolve. If Reliance starts Jio or Jio starts something else, they have to evolve. Because they can't believe in only one sector of the company and survive for a very long time because things are evolving. How can we emotionally adapt? I'll just touch upon the emotional part because this is something nobody teaches us. This is something that we experiment and we learn. There's no syllabus for emotional intelligence. Have you ever studied it? No, I have never studied it. Nobody teaches you how to handle your own emotions. Has anybody taught you? Including your parents, don't teach. How to handle when you're down. How to handle the emotional challenges. How to negotiate, nobody teaches you. Negotiation in life is very important. If your friend wants to eat masala dosa and you want to eat noodles, there is a negotiation. We negotiate with our friend and say, today you come with me, tomorrow I come with you. There is a negotiation. There is a child which negotiates with its mother. Everything is a negotiation. Nobody teaches you that. You learn on your own. Emotional intelligence you learn on your own. Nobody has a structured methodology that is taught to us, so we have to learn. Because what you said is more important than, what you did is more important than what you said. How you made somebody feel is more important. What people remember at the end of the day is how you made them feel. If Narendra Modi comes out and gives me a shake hand, I'm going to vote for him for the rest of my life. He never did that, so I don't know whom I'm going to vote. I always said, I want to marry Aishwarya Rai, but I never met her. Otherwise, she would have married me rather than some other dumb guy. Just joking. I have to boost myself, isn't it? I have to put my confidence up. That is how emotional skills happen. See, the most important, they have done a study in the US, you won't believe it. You go to an average college and become the #1 student in the average college, your confidence goes up and you do better in your life than going to Harvard College and coming last. Because your confidence goes down. You think you are poor student, you are not up to the mark. So constantly your confidence is down and you won't be able to face the challenges of this world and do well. We have done this study for a very long time in US and they figured out it's better to go to an average college and be the best student rather than go to the best college and become an average student. It works on your mind. Ultimately, it's the confidence that makes me what I am. It's the confidence that makes what your principal is or Mr. Murthy is or every one of us. End of the day. Right? Work on your emotions, not on the data. If I am going to emotionally convey a meaning of using Aishwarya Rai or Narendra Modi, you will remember these things better than Dharmaprasad. You will not remember any data that I told you, but you will remember only Aishwarya Rai. Stories make an impact, emotions make an impact. So you are all going to deal with numbers tomorrow because your job involves only numbers. The ability for you to convey the numbers in an emotional fashion is going to take you to great heights. It's not about numbers, it's about how you convey these numbers. What is the relation that you will make with numbers is going to take you a long way. But remember, every day you observe your principal. Your principal walks into your campus. You look at her and say whether she's in a good mood or bad mood. If she's in a good mood, she rubs her good mood on all of you. All of you are smiling that day. You don't know why. If she's in bad mood, all of you are scared. It happens everywhere across the board, even in your home. If you are smiling, even some unknown guy walking in front of you on the street will smile at you. But don't do this in India, otherwise they will think. Right? It's difficult, but in Western world you can do that. When I and my wife used to walk on San Francisco street, I would smile and some random guy would smile back at me. It doesn't matter. And she would ask me, do you know that fellow? I said, no, I don't know. You smile, you get back a smile. You are happy, you get back a happiness. End of the day, when you go back to your home, you smile at your wife or a husband or a child. They will smile back. The entire evening is good. We rub our emotions around us. It doesn't matter. Unknowingly, we rub our emotions. So try to be happy. Try to put out an happy face. It doesn't matter what you are going through. Nobody knows your story. Nobody wants to know your story. Everybody wants to see you smile and be happy. That's all. If you can carry that to your work, if you can carry that to everywhere that you walk around, you are building a nice, smiling society around you. That is how you do your emotions. That is how you bring your energy. The moment you smile and talk, you bring it to the new world. That was the confidence I had if I ever met Aishwarya Rai. Fate had something else for me. So, and success is a great motivator. Try to achieve small successes. Small success. It doesn't have to be a big success. It has to be a small success put together one after the other. Ability for you to teach a class is a success. Ability for you to get a good review from your students is a small success. Ability for me to come and speak to you today is a success for me. Right? Build small successes because success breeds success. If you want to be successful in life, breed small success in your life. Whatever that is that you want to achieve, you want to plant a small plant. I'll give you an example. I think many of us are gardeners inside. Many of us are detectives inside. Many of us carry multiple characters inside. You plant a plant, you are waiting to see a flower. The moment bud comes, it blooms. Look at your face. You are so happy that day. You took care of the plant and you saw a flower. That is a success. Enjoy your small successes. We had this before. Nowadays, we don't meet that often, especially in my age group. Younger age people probably you meet more often. You celebrate that small success. Every small success you celebrate either within yourself, with your family, with your friends. It doesn't matter. You don't have to call me to your party. It's okay if you don't call. No problem. But celebrate within yourself. That day you celebrate, have a coffee for yourself. Because if you are good, if you are smiling, you are happy, the world around you is going to be happy because it will not be able to touch you. If you are happy, you are going to emit an aura out of you. Nobody can do anything for you. That is emotion. Your emotional skills is not about reading something and learning something. It is about the ability for you to take up yourself. Take care of yourself. Be smiling. Celebrate the small success because success brings success and work on your emotions. You'll be fine because ultimately we are all chasing something. Boys chase a girl, girls chase a boy, and then after their marriage, they don't want to chase each other. They want to chase something else. I don't know how many it has happened, but 99% it happens. So, end of the day, we are all chasing something. So, I have a small theory. We are all chasing money, we think. If that is the case, among the top 10 richest people, 7 of them wouldn't be divorced. No? Elon Musk is not married. Jeff Bezos divorced and married his friend's wife. Bill Gates divorced his wife after 27 years. Right? Money would have brought us happiness. All these rich people should have been extremely happy, isn't it? But most of them are divorced or single. Right? But what do we think? We think money solves everything. We chase money. We chase package and placements. In most of the colleges, wherever I go, I was asking, is it the same in your college? I think across the board it's all the same. But we forget that we are chasing 5 richness in our life. Money is one of them. One kind of richness. I call it as mind path richness. Money is one of them. Second is people. Being people rich. Some of us have hundreds of friends. Some of us have only 4 friends. Being people rich is also extremely important. You have so many people to help you, so many people to support you, so many people to have a party and enjoy. Sometimes we forget action rich is also very important. Sometimes we need to pump up our adrenaline, have some action in our life. Otherwise it's boring. Some of them are chasing always the action and adventure. Action rich. Some of them don't have time. They may be extremely rich. You go and ask Mukesh Ambani how much time he has for his family or for me. Dharmaprasad, a poor soul in Mysuru. He'll say 0. Zilch. Whereas you call me and I come running to your college. I am time rich. He may not be time rich. He may be money rich, but I am time rich. I have time in my hand. And health rich. Like a Jujunwala made 45,000 crores, but what is his fate? He passed away when he was only 60. He ignored his health. What is the use of money? Can't even do anything. It's no. The idea of us chasing all 5 is extremely important because ultimately that makes you stuff. So when we talk about things, let us look at all 5. Let us look chase money rich, people rich, time rich, action rich, and health rich. Call it as path. That is what we need to instill as a standard in most of our students going forward. So I have 2 requests. I'll end it with 2 requests. Whatever you want to do, there are 2 things you should do in life. For all the young generations sitting here, I don't know how many of you are on LinkedIn. How many of you are on LinkedIn? Not bad, a couple of things. Excellent. How many of you are connected to all the dignitaries who came today? 0. See, that is where it stops. We are extremely active on Instagram. Isn't it? Insta? Some old guys like us are active on Facebook. Young generation, nobody is on Facebook. I am there only because my girlfriends are there. Okay? So, the third important is LinkedIn. Okay? Extremely important. Why? Because that is the only caring social network. The more and more you are active on LinkedIn, you are going to create your digital presence. Because physical presence is what I am standing here and talking to you. Right? My physical presence value is going down in the current generation. My digital presence value is going up. Right? It's constantly going up. My ability to present myself digitally is going to be more valued tomorrow than my ability to present myself physically. So please create a digital presence, especially LinkedIn. Put up a professional photograph. List out all the activities and studies you have done. If you have organized a conference today, please put it out on LinkedIn and show your ability that you are a good organizer. Right? Just writing a BCom or an MCom or an MBA or a BBA is not sufficient anymore. Everybody has done it. There are probably 1,000, 2,000 people just graduating from Mysuru in your own course. How do you differentiate yourself? You differentiate yourself by having that special skill you may or may not mention in CV, but you mention online. so that it's visible for everybody. So that they know the moment they look at you, Dr. Soumya, right? Yeah, he's so and so. She's capable of so and so. She has done so and so activities, right? So it's very important that we create that digital presence. So please create a LinkedIn account if you don't have one. If you have one, start linking with all the people around. Start local before going global. Start local, connect with a lot of local people because the jobs will be announced only on LinkedIn. 30 to 40% of the jobs are announced only on LinkedIn. They are not even being presented anywhere else. So if you are on LinkedIn, if you are connected to me, my first circle is your second circle. Any job postings there will be posted on your feed. So you will know. Any activity that's happening, you will know. Any AI training that is happening, you will know. How will you improve? You can only improve when you are digitally present and following it up. Second, which is very rarely taught in our society, Indian society is very poor in this. That is, appreciate others. We don't appreciate our mother very often. We don't appreciate my brother very often. We don't appreciate even a teacher very often. Once in a while, that's it. Learn to appreciate because that is how you build your network. Your network physically can be made very strong. Your team can be very, very strong, extremely good, only when you are able to appreciate others. Appreciate the process and not the results, because if results doesn't come, you will not be able to appreciate it. Appreciate the efforts that happens. Appreciate people around you. Appreciate everybody around you. So please remember these things. Become emotionally strong within yourself and follow just two things. Build a network of people around you, good people, because they will make you happy, digitally, physically. And keep everybody happy only by appreciating others. Whether you look at the shoes and appreciate, look at the dress and appreciate, look at the hairstyle and appreciate. Learn appreciating culture. Because the more and more you do, the more and more followers you will have. The more and more network you will have, the more and more emotional strength you bring in. The stronger you are emotionally, the better leader you are going to become. The ability for you to communicate gets you more value than most of the other skills that we learn. Please become strong. And I wish and I pray that Shesha College students and everybody sitting here becomes the best in Mysuru. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Your expertise words on 5 business points added great value for today's program. Up next, I call upon Mrs. Soumya, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, to share the glimpse of today's program.
Good evening, everyone. Now I read out the course of events taking place in the national conference. At the directives of the IPAC, the Department of Commerce and Management hold a national conference entitled Contemporary Research Trends in Commerce and Management. The session began at 9 a.m. in the seminar hall. The session was inaugurated by Dr. D. Anand sir, CDC Director, University of Mysuru. Discourses on the emerging trends in research in commerce were thrown. Professors of great scholarship and erudite scholars postulated various theories as to innovative practices in research in commerce. The session was splintered into 2 technical sessions, technical session 1 and technical session 2. In each session, varied postulations and perspectives were discussed and they were moderated indeed. In all, 70 research papers, including the papers presented by the students, were presented. Moreover, papers were presented online. Mrs. Anusha, yes, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Shishalapuram Degree College, Mysuru, reviewed and moderated the papers presented by the students, while Dr. Kusma K.N., Associate Professor, Mangalore University, Dr. Parshamurthy, and Dr. Shailais reviewed, reflected, and moderated the papers presented offline and online, respectively. In conclusion, the session came to fruition and permitted knowledge desirable for the audience. This indeed is the sole object of the national conference. As the term research implies, to bring forth novel ideas, it is fulfilled indeed by this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Gratitude makes sense for our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I request Mr. Gurumurthy Bhatt, Head of the Department, Commerce and Management, to render the vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. On behalf of Sheshal from Degree College, I extend my grateful gratitude towards our esteemed guest, Dr. Dharmaprasad. We are here grateful to you, sir. Thank you. I also thank you, Dr. Krishnamurthy sir, for your presence, sir. I also like to thank our principal, Swami Rafa ma'am, who always supports us for this session. Thank you, ma'am. I am also thankful for all the dignitaries for their invaluable contribution to our national conference. Thank you for all from morning to the evening. And I also thank my gratitude towards all the speakers, volunteers, and from different colleges, especially thankful for our technical team, Murli sir and Tejusi sir, for making this event a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Knowledge indeed does no end. The information that we receive today, hope it adds up to all our professional and personal lives. Once again, I thank everyone for joining us today and making this program successful. I request everyone to raise it for national anthem. National anthem main chorus begin.
भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय